Whoa, what's going on, Origami Fly? And actually, this game is pretty interesting as an origami 2D shooter. Um, it's like a 2D paper shoot 'em up, and it feels like the art is like Paper Mario meets like what was? Oh yeah, like a chalk background. So it's really interesting look, and I love the levels because of the their backgrounds really do stand out. The enemies are interesting. I don't want to spoil it, but at one point you're fighting an eagle. At one point you're fighting an origami T-Rex. Like the character design is very interesting. The levels are pretty neat, even though it is like a a throwback to like the 2D shooters of like 10 or so years ago. Yeah, and it reminds me of like Paradise. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Paradise from like 20, 30 years ago that's been remixed and re-released many times. It's got the same kind of quirkiness with the sound effects and everything. I really liked, the first thing I noticed was the hard rocking like guitar soundtrack. It feels like a mix between like Van Halen and Final Fantasy, and then later it's got like this jazz groove thing going on. Like what if like Black Sabbath met like jazz or something? So that was kind of neat. Yeah, and the boss and the mini boss fights are funny. There's like this small seahorse, and they all have different patterns you have to avoid. You got to be really careful because the designer clearly knows where you're gonna hover in the stage, so they'll purposely put the patterns so that it'll get in the way. So there are 6 levels in this game, and apparently the story is you have to save the origami world from itself, otherwise it's gonna like self-destruct or something. I feel like there's a right amount of challenge. When I wrote this, I hadn't gone past like the 2nd or 3rd stage, and I think I got to like the boss of the 3rd stage, and then I found out like, oh, okay, this game doesn't let you continue from whatever stage you've reached. You've got to start all the way back from the beginning. So I was kind of bummed out from that, and I wanted to like say that in this video. So I'd like to see a sequel one day with 2 players in this game, and with like more features, more levels, maybe more continues involved as well. If you want to pay the full price of $5.69, go ahead. If you're a huge fan of this genre, or this game looks refreshing compared to a lot of the shooters which don't have this sort of paper look, South Park kind of look. But yeah, if you can wait for the Steam summer sale that's coming in like what, a month or 2, it might be on sale for like $1 to $2. But that's my main criticism, is the fact that you don't start from the last level that you were playing at. You start from the very beginning, and having some sort of upgrade system would be really cool for a sequel as well for this game, because as it is, like, the challenge is pretty high because you can't even continue from the last level you played and didn't beat. But I would definitely give it like a I guess I never gave it a score. I'd probably give it like a 7.5. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing game, but it's got a really cool look to it, and it's an original idea for sure. Hopefully we see a sequel. Alright, keep on the origami.